Okay, we're recording. Woohoo! Do speaker view and let's get going. Thanks all for being on. So this is our late September. I think it's October 1st tomorrow. Crazy. But we are here and we're just so excited that you decided to hop on this call, whether you are a brand new coach or you want to learn a little bit more about the opportunity and hear from some of the leaders on our team. So really quick, I'm Kelley. I'm one of the leaders of the Fit and Balance Tribe, and I've been a coach for just about a little over 5 years. And I'm in San Diego, Encinitas, California. And I'm a mom of four. I have a almost 5-month-old, but let's go the other way because I go mixed up. 7-year-old, 5-year-old, 2-year-old, and then almost 5-month-old. So life is busy and crazy. And when I started coaching, I had 2 under 2, and I was one of those people that said I would never do this, mainly because I had a lot of self-limiting beliefs, and I was so consumed and fearful of what others would think of me. But I joined a challenge group with my coach, Shannon, who's on, and I did a program, and I fell in love with it. I was postpartum, about 6 weeks postpartum, and I got amazing results. And I felt like I need to share this. I know I have some friends, family who would benefit from these quick and efficient workouts. And even though that little voice in my head was like, no, like you can't put yourself out there. You can't post on social media. Like you got to stay in your comfort zone. I decided, no, I'm going to get past those fears, and I'm simply just going to see if anyone would want to do this with me. So that's what I did. I started sharing my journey and letting people know that this is what I'm doing from home. I love it. I felt like, one, I became just a happier mom, better person, happier wife. And the plus side was that I was getting amazing results. So that's kind of how I started coaching. It wasn't like I said, yes, I want to do that. It was kind of a gradual thing, starting as a discount coach, then kind of a hobby coach. And then within about 6 months of coaching and helping one person and then another, I fell in love with it. And I said, I'm going all in. I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. And I was at a point where I was working full time in pharmaceutical sales. And when I went back to work, my heart wasn't there. And I'd always envisioned when my kids got to an age of elementary school that I'd be able to walk them up the street to our school and have the ability to not feel like I'm rushing in the morning, rushing to a job I didn't love. But I honestly didn't think or know that there was an opportunity like this that I could do from home or anywhere. So once I started getting more into coaching about a year in, I went all in and I started helping more people. And about 2 years ago, I came home, and I'm making now 6 figures. And I'm going to put the disclaimer in there because it's with hard work, diligence, and partnering with other like-minded women who simply want to do what I do, and we work as a team to get there. So for those of you who kind of are like, well, what exactly do you do as a coach? I kind of see maybe the coach that invited you, what we do, whether it's the fitness programs. And yes, of course, we are sharing on social media, but maybe you're a little confused of what exactly we do. So for one, I love it that the biggest thing for us that we do is we work on ourselves. So whether you are following a program and also incorporating running or other activities that you like to do, we highly recommend that you're a product of the product. And that's the easiest thing to do, because if you are following a program and you're drinking Shakeology or the Performance Line, you're going to fall in love with it and you're going to get results. So that is one of the biggest things that we do as coaches. The other thing that we are not are experts. So I do not know all the ins and outs of every single trainer from Beachbody and all the programs. In fact, I simply just, when I started I just shared what I was doing and that I fell in love with. I didn't worry about all the other ones. I just said, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm going to talk about, and this is what I'm going to share with my friends and family and a little bit on social media. So don't ever think that you need to be the expert to be a coach, or that you have to be some nutritionist or fitness expert. That's not what we are. And then the best part about it is that you can just utilize all of the tools that Beachbody has provided. So you don't have to worry about, coming up with your own fitness stuff and plans and programs and calendars. Beachbody has all of that. I'm simply, how I look at it, is just a big cheerleader. I'm on a fitness journey, and so are my challengers and my customers, and I just do it alongside with them, and they help motivate me just as much as I'm probably motivating them each day. The other thing that we do is we lead virtual boot camps. And this is the part that, oh gosh, I absolutely feel like this has been a game changer for me because I've always been into fitness. I was a big runner. I played soccer in college. I'm an active person, but I've never had this type of accountability where I had a group of women that I could just check in with every single day and be like, I got my workout in. All right, who else has done it? And seeing all these other women who are also in the trenches, whether they have kids or they're homeschooling or, you know, they are full-time working parents or women, whatever it is, it's just inspiring to see that other people, even if we're on a different type of journey, are also showing up for themselves. And so that is the part that I love, the accountability and the community aspect. And so when you come in, you will definitely be doing a virtual boot camp, whether it's with your own coach or I don't recommend doing it yourself, but your coach will help you with that. And then the other thing too that I love is that we simply share through social media. And it's not that we're selling. Our team is very about just building relationships and talking to other women who are probably in the same shoes as you. And I look at it as I'm just kind of like a journal. Like I'm just sharing a little bit of my behind the scenes of what I'm doing every day. And I don't look at it, I don't overanalyze it. I just say, you know what, maybe there's another mom out there that needs to see this. Or maybe if I show them that I'm going to do my workout right now, maybe they'll say, you know what, if she can, maybe I can too. And so that's exactly what we do. And then as you know, as what I said, we are products of the product, but the biggest thing is that you will work on yourself most importantly, and you will grow as a person because that's part of it, you guys. And that is the best part because you will become, hopefully, just a happier, more confident and energetic person, which is done for many of us. And so that pretty much says what we are and kind of what we do in a nutshell. I'm going to pass it on to Nicole.
All right. So, hey guys, I'm Nicole Dobransky and I've been a coach for 4 years. I actually also live in Encinitas. Kelley and I didn't know each other before coaching and we got connected and now she's one of my closest friends, which has just been such an incredible blessing. And like, we have people from all over the US, but it has just been incredible to get to know her in person as well, which is, it's just so crazy. So, I started coaching when I was working full time. I was super overwhelmed because I had just had my first daughter and I went back to work. I was doing the daycare commute and everything. And it was like a super stressful time in my life, but I had gotten back into Beachbody. The backstory on that is that I actually got connected with Beachbody in 2011. I did the program, I don't know if you're familiar with it, called P90X. So it's like one of our first programs. And I saw the infomercial and I was like, that is like fake, like no. But my friend did it and she had incredible results. And so I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. And so my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and I went all in. And I was that yo-yo dieter. I'd struggled with my weight growing up. I was an only child and that latchkey kid that came home after school and like snacked and watched TV. And I'd always have like I'd always had low self-esteem and I just struggled with my weight, kind of going up and down. And then my 20s, I did a lot of yo-yo dieting and like the master cleanse and all this stuff. And so I was like, okay, another thing, sign me up. Let's see what happens. And this one changed my life. It literally, it turned me from someone who just didn't have belief in themselves, who didn't have confidence into I was so confident by the end of the 90 days. And I was a runner. I had just gotten into running. I'd run a few half marathons. And after the 90 days of P90X, I not only lost 11 pounds, I got into the best shape of my life, but I PR'd in my half marathon by 5 minutes, which if you're a runner, that's a huge deal. And it wasn't because of the running. It was because of the strength training, the nutrition, and fueling my body. It changed me from someone who looked at like, I was eating diet foods and I was addicted to frozen yogurt to someone who was eating whole foods. And that's one of the things I love about our nutrition programs in general is we aren't promoting a fad diet. Our shakes are not some kind of like weight loss, like you should only eat a shake a day and you're gonna lose weight. It's whole food nutrition. It is incredibly good for you. And I was totally the person who didn't drink the shakes when I first started because I was skeptical and now I love them. But everything, all the programs we have, we're not cutting out food groups. We're not restricting yourself. And this was the first time that I realized I could feel my body and I could feel confident and strong. And that kind of catapulted me into training for marathons and getting really into running. And I started sharing all of that on social media and creating a bit of a following, just a very small following, just by simply sharing the journey. And that was just something that came naturally to me. And maybe we're going to talk about how a lot of coaches start and that's completely unnatural to them. But I know that there's also people who come and they're like, okay, I'm already sharing on social media. How is this going to change once I became a coach? And when I did decide to be a coach after I had my daughter and I went back to the programs and I was like, these are working. I love them. I'm going to start sharing them. My biggest fear was, what are the existing followers that I have? There wasn't very many, but I was like, what are they going to think of me when I say, okay, I've been sharing all this fitness stuff and running just organically. And now all of a sudden I've decided to, sell you Beachbody programs. And I had this big fear about that. And I was like, what are they going to think? Are they going to think that I'm like exploiting our relationship or something? And honestly, what I discovered was that people were so supportive and they were like, Nicole, I was always providing value. I was sharing what was working for me. I'm not an expert, but I was sharing the tips that were working for me. And just by being myself and being open and honest and vulnerable, I'm like always been one to share just the real life struggles of being a mom and the struggles I go through with my running. People trusted me and they were like, if you think this is awesome, we want to do it too. Plus I had incredible results, which is a huge part of being a coach, is getting those results for yourself. So they were like, okay, I see you did this. I want to do it too. And so all of those fears that I had were like totally unwarranted. One of the things that we teach on this team is we teach you to add value on your social media, to create authentic relationships and to feel truly good about the business that you are creating. And that's one of the things I'm really proud about us and the Fit and Balance tribe. And then my team is called Team Run the World. And we're just this big team of women who support each other. And it's just truly incredible. So fast forward to today, I now have twins. I had twins while I was coaching, went through that whole entire process. And this community really saved my life during one of the toughest years of my life. My husband got laid off when I was 7 months pregnant with twins. And it was been a wild ride, but I decided, I'm going to lean in and go all in with my business. And now I am earning a full-time income, which is so crazy. It's something that when I first started, I never thought that would be me. I came in thinking I'll just share it with a few people. So my advice for you is to come into this with an open mind, to be coachable and to know that there are possibilities out there. And if the worst case scenario, you join us and you get in incredible shape, right? So in my past career, I was an accountant. So I'm going to speak to you guys about the business side of what we do as coaches. So Beachbody is a network marketing company, which basically means that instead of Beachbody spending all of their advertising and marketing budget on like Facebook ads and billboards and all the traditional methods, they instead pay us as basically ambassadors or affiliates to promote Beachbody and basically sign people up with what we call challenge packs or sign up for Beachbody on demand or use our products. And it's because we're just such big fans of them that it's very natural and organic. So it's kind of the same thing as like when I just signed up for Stitch Fix and someone gave me an affiliate link and then they earned a credit and I earned a credit. It's like not very much different than that. So your job is simply to fall in love with the products and then share them with other people. The way that it works is Beachbody pays you essentially when people enroll with the challenge packs. You'll earn a commission. And then if you do decide that you want to help other women get started and build their own businesses, you're going to earn a commission off of that. So the difference between us and what is a pyramid scheme, first, a pyramid scheme is an illegal business organization that involves like signing people up just to get them signed up. So with Beachbody, we bring people on as customers and as coaches, and we only earn from our team if they have success. So we're all a team, we're all working together, we're all benefiting from training each other, sharing resources. And it's truly this unique experience because I know I have like run coaches on my team, or I have people who have tried to kind of go out on their own and create their own businesses, and they feel very alone because they don't have those resources and that support and the community that we have. And that's the beauty of network marketing. So the investment that you're going to do is just getting yourself set up with your own workouts and your own nutrition. So the startup cost is very minimal. And then you just pay a $15 a month coach fee. That helps cover, so things like, you know, when a customer comes on and goes to your Beachbody website and they buy something, that covers the credit card processing, all of that. If you think about a traditional business, say you decided to go out and buy a franchise, like a Bar Method or something, you'd be spending $100,000 to $200,000 investing in franchise fees and startup costs with no guarantee that you're going to make any money. So it's kind of the same thing in the sense that you're investing in a $160 challenge pack, but it's only $160. There's no guarantee of success unless you work and you actually are coachable and you try and you put yourself out there and you say, this is working for me, come join me. And you have some patience and knowing that you're learning, you're brand new, you're going to have to figure this out. But I have all the confidence in the world that if you believe in what we do and you believe in these programs and you love fitness and you're willing to be coachable and learn, you will be successful. It just takes that leap of faith that I know that we're all so scared of when we first start. And we've all been there in your shoes and been like, I don't know. But the payoff can be so great. That's another thing about network marketing is, unlike my corporate job where I worked in accounting and I would get these 2 to 5% raises, you're in control of what you earn. And you can out earn me or Kelley or anyone on this team simply by putting in the work and working your butt off. And I don't know how many times in normal companies you can out earn your boss or your CEO, or you can move up in other ways. So that's one of the cool things about it. You also can decide, maybe I just want this to be a side hobby and I want it to be an income that I can, you know, be a part of our community, and there's busy times in my life and I have things that come up and I want to be able to, you always want to be consistent and showing up and letting people know that you're taking this serious, but you're in charge of your hours when you work and when you put in the time. And that's what's the really cool part. So that's allowed many of us, or all of us that are going to be speaking, to be home with our kids when we want to be home with our kids and put them in school and be there for them and get to spend that time that we want to spend with them and not deal with having to pull them out of daycare and, or, you know, when they're sick and worry about that stress. So I think that's pretty much what I covered it, but it's an awesome opportunity. For me, my most important value is freedom and flexibility. And I was in accounting. I bounced from job to job. I was bored out of my mind because I could never find something I loved. And Beachbody is the only thing that has ever kept my attention, my excitement for 4 years, longest holding job I've ever had. So it's awesome. I would love to meet you if you guys decide to join us.
Oh my gosh. That was awesome, Nicole. You made me excited. I remember. Thank you. I'm Kim, and I started coaching almost 4 years ago. It's coming up on my coach anniversary, and I was much like majority of you. I was a mom, mostly stay at home because I work very limited hours as a medical social worker. And when I became a mom, I kind of took on the role of, I'm going to make the commitment to be home. And I knew that was a financial sacrifice for our family, but with my husband's work demands and his hours, it just didn't make sense. We didn't have a way to kind of offset the cost of what it would be for daycare. To have a child full-time in daycare and have me go to work was just not something that fit our kind of picture of how we wanted to raise our kids. And so I stayed home and our income really was affected, but it was a choice that we made. And so I, like Kelley, didn't know you could make a living doing something that you loved and you could make your own hours and be at home. I had no idea this was a thing at all. I bought the DVD set when this came out, so it wasn't even so cool with technology. And I just thought, okay, I'm going to do this for a month and hopefully lose the baby weight, because my son was 15 months and my daughter was 4. And I was like, I guess I'll just go back to the gym. I never imagined it would be what it is 4 years later. For me, I think at the time I was one of those people who was kind of drowning in life, drowning in laundry and dishes and vomit, because my son had so many medical issues. I'm not even joking, round the clock. And I just felt like I was depleted. I am a very much energetic person. I give a lot to everybody else. I put a smile on my face, but inside there was like a part of me that there was just a little bit like of a flatness that I didn't even pay attention to because I was just like running on fumes. And literally a month into doing 21 Day Fix and feeling like something was there for me in the day that nobody could take away. I always struggled to like get to and from the gym and classes, and things would pop up and everyone would stop me. I would say like, I want to be healthy and fit, but everyone's getting in my way. And finally, this was my thing. So I had this like transformation in the first probably month where it just internally felt really good and my clothes fit better and the results were starting to show. And I was the skeptic. So, I figured I really like the shake. I really like this community, but I don't want to pay full price because I want a discount. So Kelley, encouraged me to get the discount and to share it with friends. And I truly said to her, I'll just send people to you. I'm not fit enough to be a coach, and I don't think I could be a coach. And I really believed that, like I really did. And I had so many self-limiting beliefs. And I'm so glad she encouraged me. And sometimes that's what it takes, is somebody sees something in you that you don't even see yourself. That's what we do as a team. Like there's a reason you were invited to this call and there's a reason you've been sent the recording. It's not just because everybody should do this. It's because there's something about you that's unique and special and valuable. And sometimes other people see it before you do. And I think that's what happened with me. It was like Kelley saw potential that I didn't know was there. And she kept kind of nudging me in the right direction. Just, tell your friends, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal, because I didn't have a public social media. So I know that's always a big topic, and I want to kind of dive into that because I come from, a space of I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't work on a computer. I don't know how to use an Excel sheet or Google Doc. I don't know how to do social media. I didn't think I could do all the things that you see people do. And so I am the person who was just kind of teachable and coachable. And I'm that person who like fails forward. Just tell me what to do, I'll do it, I wasn't methodical. I'm not like a person who understands numbers like Nicole. I just wasn't in that kind of mindset either. So you can learn, that's the point. And social media just has always been a place for me that no matter if I'm stuck home, I can connect with people, and I'm a people person. I love people. And so I just started to very organically share my journey on Facebook and Instagram. And I had like not a huge account. It was private. And to be honest, it was private for the first like 6 months of coaching, which was fine. I still was able to help some people. I still started to move forward in the business. I still started to make a little bit of income, and it was all at my own pace and comfort. And I remember going to Kelley at some point and saying, I feel like I need to reach more people. And she just really honestly said to me, then you probably need to go public with your account. And so it's a conversation I had with my family. And I encourage you to do that. Like talk to your people in your life. What are we comfortable sharing? What are we not? There's not a rule here that you have to put everything out there. Like things can still remain private. But the cool thing about social media is that you can really serve people in a positive way. And this year, more than ever, has become like, I feel like almost a second layer of purpose for why I needed coaching. So the story I told you was obviously who I was 4 years ago, a mom who needed this, community, this outlet, something to do with my time, something to do other than like search on Pottery Barn Kids. What am I going to decorate the room as? And what's the next birthday party theme? Like that stuff drove me crazy, but I was just like bored. I'm so bored. Right. And so I found coaching, and then 2020 hit. And so March came around and I got furloughed from my hospital job, and my income went to zero at the hospital, like overnight. And my kids were home overnight, and it was all on me suddenly. And I had nowhere to go. Like I was trapped at home, and I was so grateful for this coaching community, and more than ever for social media, because what I did with the bad stuff and the hard stuff is I just leaned in extra hard to provide value and support and positivity through social media for my followers, for my friends. And it has been the most awesome part of 2020. I mean, my business has exploded because I was passionate about helping people, and that's what we do. And I got out of my own way because this was the year to really just say to people, I have something that's going to help you and you really need it right now. It's going to keep you healthy and happy. And social media has played a huge part in that. So things evolve over time, and the community piece is amazing. People, I think, give social media a bad rap. But like I said, you're in control of really what you put out there. You're in control of who are your followers. If you don't like something, or people, aren't kind of in your space for the right reasons, you don't have to follow them. You can unfollow, block, whatever. You still have control. So don't think like being a coach means like you give it all up to everybody. And then the other part is, like Stephanie, I saw her write in the chat, the accountability and the community of friendships has given so much more value than I know you can even understand until you feel it. But I really have some of my very best friends that I will text message about things unrelated to Beachbody. I will plan trips to see them. I will drive to San Diego. I've driven in the rain in the winter to have like a holiday dinner because they mean so much to me. We jump at any opportunity to get on a plane and hang out. We are women supporting women, just like Kelley's tank top says. And the beauty of it is that we found each other truly mostly through social media. And it's just a joy. So I want to tell you that if this is a hard year and things are crazy in the season of life, dive in, because this has been like my lifeboat this year. It has been the raft that has kept me afloat. And it's really just given my family a financial outlet that's been super important. We've been able to put my son into a private kindergarten that he really needed. He needed that support. He could not be at home on Zoom learning. It would not fit his needs. And I would never have had that money if I didn't do the work over the last 4 years. And I just think things fall into place for the right reasons. So you never know what this can be for you. And it can be lots of things. It can be the financial freedom. It could be the friendships that you've been missing. It could be the daily routine and outlet that you crave. And of course, you're going to ultimately become healthier and happier. There's no doubt about that. So I hope that really clears up some of the concerns maybe you had coming into this about social media. We have a lot of trainings. You're not just going to go like, I don't know what to do and I'll figure it out. We can teach you. We really do have a lot in place already. And it's really fun to share what works on social media. It's always changing, so we're always sharing. And more than anything, I just think that you never know unless you try. And the worst thing you do here is you get fit and healthy. Oh, well, like it's no harm, right? You can't lose. So, I just, I'm the girl who never knew this existed, never knew I wanted it. And now I would like be heartbroken if I woke up tomorrow and like all of this was gone. That's how I knew I was in forever, because someone said that to me. How would you feel if you woke up tomorrow and this was like not available to you? And I was like, that would crush me. So it's so much more than posting selfies and just, gaining followers, you guys. It's so much more. And I'm excited for you to stick around and to take the next step. So I'll let Shannon take over and kind of wrap things up for us.
Awesome, Kim. Actually makes me teary because it's been amazing to see your journey. Hi, welcome, and thank you for being on tonight. My name is Shannon Leach, and I am one of the leaders on the team. I am from Everett, Washington. I am a wife, a nurse practitioner, and I am a mom of 5. My oldest is 5.5, and I have a 4-year-old, a 2.5-year-old, and then 10-month-old twins. So if you think you're busy, I am right there with you. We are a team full of really busy, hardworking women, and many of us are moms. I've been coaching for over 5 years now, and pre-Beachbody, the biggest part of my story is that I was diagnosed with infertility. We had started wanting to grow a family, and very quickly I learned that I would never be able to get pregnant on my own. It was truly my infertility cycles and journey. One of the hardest, darkest periods of my life. It was incredibly lonely, isolating, with very little support, because I really didn't know a lot of people that had gone through it. I didn't know who to turn to. Financially, it was incredibly draining. Most insurance companies don't cover fertility treatments. Mine didn't. They had a $500 stipend basically to pay for your consultation, which wiped it away in the first visit. So I went into debt for our first IVF cycle, and you had to pay it all up front before they would even begin to do your cycle. So needless to say, it was an incredible emotional roller coaster, just not knowing if I'd ever become a mom. So for a lot of us women, that's one thing that is just always something that you want to do. And if not, that's totally okay too. But for me, I always wanted to be a mom. And all of a sudden I was being told that I might not be able to. And through our first cycle, it actually almost got canceled because my body wasn't responding the way that most people do to the medications. And our very first transfer of 2 embryos failed. And I remember that phone call so clearly. And I just thought, I'm never going to be a mom. This is, something I wanted so much in my life. And I wasn't sure that would ever happen. I just told you I'm a mom of 5. So the story ends very well. But we had 3 embryos that first round, and the final embryo was my daughter, who is our oldest. And she is how I got started with Beachbody. Is I was nearing the end of my pregnancy, and I had played college soccer growing up. I had turned to marathons and triathlons, and I was looking for a solution as a busy mom. I knew I wouldn't have as much time. And I joined a group very hesitantly. I thought, if nothing else, I'll have an option to work out if I can't get to the gym, if I can't get a long runs. But I fell in love. I fell in love with the programs. I fell in love with the accountability, and most of all, the community. And I couldn't help but tell other people about it. It's kind of like a good restaurant. I just was sharing what I was doing. I was passionate about it, and I had amazing results in just the first 3 weeks. I had also heard a story of my upline coach leaving her job as a lawyer, and I realized the potential to earn an income was real with this. I had initially just started to save money on the products because I love saving money. But I said to my husband, if nothing else, maybe I could put money aside for our future fertility treatments, knowing that we wanted to grow our family, but we had no embryos left and would have to do future IVF cycles. So I started inviting people to be a part of this, whether it was in our challenge groups or part of our team. And I started to grow my team and found some of the most amazing coaches like Kelley. And by the end of that first year as a coach, I was able to pay for our second IVF cycle. And again, I'm going to insert the income disclaimer because what you make in this is what you put into it. But the potential is incredible and amazing and real. And if you're willing to work hard, you can earn a full-time income. And to be able to pay for that IVF cycle took the financial weight off of my shoulders for that cycle. So while it was still incredibly difficult from the emotional standpoint, the physical standpoint, giving myself shots almost every day for a couple weeks at a time, that financial piece was gone. And through that cycle too, I was coaching. And so it just changed everything for me in my subsequent IVF cycles. And it was really at that moment when I realized that I had made almost exactly what I needed to cover that IVF cycle, that I realized this coaching opportunity wasn't a side gig. And it wasn't a job. It was a legitimate opportunity to provide me more freedom in my life, financial freedom, time freedom, and just have something that I was so passionate about. And at that time, I wasn't sure that I wanted to leave my nurse practitioner job. I mentioned I'm a nurse practitioner, but I did know that I wanted the opportunity to be able to do so in the future, just like so many other women had done and come home to their families. And just this last maternity leave with my twins, I decided to come home. And I cannot imagine right now, with all that has happened this year in 2020, having 5 kids, 5.5 and under, 2 in virtual school, and my twins crawling around on the floor. I am so grateful for this opportunity, and that I just said yes and let go of any fear or doubts that I had as I got started. And so now I get to do what I love most, which is combining my nursing background, helping other people, and then my love for health and fitness. I get to help people be the healthiest versions of themselves, and that's what we all get to do as coaches. But we get to do it on our terms. So we get to control our schedule, our days, our vacations. My daughter's sick. I'm actually going to urgent care right after this. And my other 2 kiddos, well, she was sick last week and again, and I just was beyond grateful that I was home taking care of her and not having to take sick leave. You can build a full-time income doing this part-time. Just know that if you are working outside the home, I did that for 5 years in my business, and I was able to match my nurse practitioner salary, but do this coaching business part-time. Everyone is busy, and we will coach you and help you fit it into the cracks of your day. Coaching is simple, but it is not easy. We are all very hardworking, but we have incredible systems in place for you so that you can be successful in your first month as a coach. We have tools that we will provide you to help you get started. We have a new coach checklist. We have a new coach training and website. And we will walk you through the basics to keep it really simple and really easy so that you can do this too. We will mentor you and your new people as you're getting started out as a new coach. Your number one focus as a coach is going to be your own journey. So if you're brand new to Beachbody, you'll be introduced to the programs. Your coach is going to help you choose the best program for you. And we actually have one that's coming out on Monday that I'm really excited about. That's pairing running with strength training, and had one that just released in July that I have repeated multiple times and is probably in my top favorites. And Beachbody is incredibly innovative in that programs come out every year. So we'll help pick whatever you love. Or your coach will help you. You get to use the programs and products, and you just invite other people to join you. And so one of your first goals as a coach is to simply just have 3 people join you. And usually that's your family and friends, your best friend, your mom, whoever it might be. And so I would urge you now to just think about, like, who are 3 people you would love to do this with you, whether for the accountability side in the challenge group, just on your own health and fitness journey, or someone that you think would also benefit from the coaching opportunity and be amazing at it, and you get to partner with, and, you know, just be on a team with. We will help you share this with your family and friends from both aspects, whether it's for a challenge group or for the business side of it. As a coach, you're going to get discounts on all the products, and we will plug you into a challenge group that you get to co-lead with your coach. You'll get plugged into our team, our community, and again, you'll receive one-on-one mentorship from your personally sponsored coach. We have team calls and team trainings, so you're never going to be alone on this journey. And I think the greatest thing about it is that everyone's success helps other members of the team. And so we're constantly sharing what's working for us to help our businesses grow and be successful. And that's what we'll do with you too. And how you can get started is you get enrolled with the challenge pack, which gets you a year of the streaming, our Shakeology, which is our complete nutrition shake, our performance line, which has pre and post workout. And then you get your coach enrollment fee waived. And right now it's honestly one of the best deals I've seen in my 5 years of coaching, because you also get both of our 2 nutrition programs, which are phenomenal, that Nicole talked about. So I just want to thank you for being here. I'm going to open it up for questions. If you guys have any, please don't hesitate to unmute yourself, drop them in the chat. But most of all, we would love to welcome you to our team. It really is like family. And if you have a willingness to work hard, a desire to put in the effort, and you're coachable and just want to help others and change your own life, we would love to have you a part of this journey, because it has changed our life so much. So again, just unmute yourself or drop questions if you have them.
One thing I forgot to say, did somebody want to say about our trips? So we do have in-person things when COVID's not happening. We have an annual conference. It's in July, and then you can earn your free trip to next year. We're going to the Riviera Maya. We were supposed to go to Punta Cana literally it was 2 weeks before that COVID struck, and we didn't get to go. But you can earn that fully paid. So it's just it was so big for me after I had my twins, because I earned the trip fully paid, and there's no way after my husband got laid off and having twins that I was going to be able to go on this trip, and being able to earn it and take my best friend, you get a guest. And be in community with all the other coaches that were there. It was awesome. Do you have any questions?
Okay, so someone asked how long you have access to the challenge pack content. So when you enroll with the challenge pack, you get a full year of the streaming that will auto renew the following year. And then you get a month's supply of Shakeology and or the pre and post workout, depending on what package. So just talk to the coach, it just depends on what you enroll with as far as the product goes, but you'll get access to our workouts for a full year, which is really a ridiculously good deal.
And then another question. I'm going to have Nicole answer this for Sarah. or actually Shannon had twins too, but we've all, let's just put it this way. So many of us, you guys, have been pregnant and shared our journey, even though we're not like, look at, I'm getting smaller. You're going to relate to those women who are also pregnant and also being inspired by that you're just showing up. But if Nicole wants to add anything more to that, since, you had.
I went through, Shannon did too. We went through twin pregnancies while coaching. And the cool thing is Beachbody just released a prenatal bar program, and they didn't have that when I was pregnant with twins. So I was just putting together like workouts and sharing. And honestly, I just shared my twin pregnancy journey. I shared how I was feeling, and I made connections with other twin moms. I didn't really have much to offer them workout wise besides the challenge, a normal Beachbody on Demand membership at the time. But so many of those women came after we had the babies. We were like doing it together, and I had this twin mom tribe. And actually my my best leaders on my team are also twin moms. So you'll attract people that are like you. And then, now we have the prenatal program. So you could do that and invite women to do it with you. I definitely wouldn't let that. And then once you have them, you'll be like, who wants to do this with me, right? You can focus on nutrition while you're in that 6-week recovery or however long it takes.
We also, don't forget, the nutrition programs actually have a pregnancy and a breastfeeding calculation, which a lot of people don't realize. But I think the beautiful thing about this business is that it does connect you by sharing your journey with people that are so like you. And there are a lot of twin moms because we get twin moms on our team. So don't be afraid to share your journey or feel like people go through phases where like they're injured. And so then their focus is nutrition, but they're still sharing their life. And I think that's what's also so great is that 80% of what we share is our life and who we are and what we love, what our passions are. Not just Beachbody and not just fitness. Obviously that's a big part of it. But more importantly is just sharing who you are, because that's what people are going to be attracted to, not Beachbody, not, one specific fitness program, but the person that you are.
Which includes a year of Beachbody on Demand, either Shakeology or performance, and usually some kind of accessory or something. It depends on the package, but that's $160. But if you already have Beachbody on Demand, we usually recommend that you do a completion pack, which is $130. It waives the coach enrollment fee. It'll get you either Shakeology or performance line. So if you're already on it, you can just cancel it and then do that. But it's just your own product, basically. I think Sarah's coach is Rachel, right? Who's on my team.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Well, thanks everyone for being on. I'm going to wrap it up, and we hope that we'll see some of your faces in our team page. And even though it's all virtual, we truly feel like we know one another so well because we're all in each other's groups or team pages, and it feels like family. So I hope that you decide to commit to this and join our amazing community.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.